Welcome. This is Kristen from Life of Crafting, and I am literally just getting back from a long, like 10-day, 9-day. It was a Friday to Sunday, so what is that? However many days. I did what was known as a crop down at the Flanders in Ocean City, New Jersey. And the crop is really from a Friday to Sunday, so it's 3 days, and I just extended mine way more than that. Just really kind of needed it. So I took a bunch of card kits down that I had kind of prepped in advance. And I've got different days, so there's different parts in there. And I'm trying to think, I believe I finished this, day 8, I would say it was, because it was the second Friday that I was down. Or no, I'm sorry, it was day 7. I finished these on the Thursday night. So I'm using this Sheetload of Cards sketch from March of 2021. And there is a YouTuber called Call Me Crafty Al, who once a month releases a card sketch such as this. And what she'll do is she will give us all the cutting instructions, what I consider to be like the recipe, all the things you'll need and how to cut them. And in this particular one, she says if you use two 12 by 12 inch sheets of paper, you would get 12 cards. So I decided I wanted to use up this floral bouquet paper from Stampin' Up. And I had done my very first, I believe it was, card sketch. This would have been about a year ago. I used 2 of the patterns up using one of her sketches. And this has just been sitting there for almost a year. And I said, I'm just blowing it out. So I wound up getting 60 cards from this, or was it 72? I had a few extra sheets and scraps and things like that. So I believe I may have had 72. I may have even had 80. It was a lot of them. So this was a full scale one and her suggestions. And then the second sheet gives you all the cutting instructions. And you can find this on her YouTube channel. And she goes through the whole thing about, on there, how you can get your own sketch for that. So I'm going to put that aside. So these were the ones I came up with. And what I did here was you kind of just take one side of it and flip it around to the second. So I just kind of kept them all together. And these were the 5 different sheets I had left. And they are front and back printed paper from Stampin' Up. So like I said, I just wanted to blow this out. So I cut them. I used my Creative Memories corner rounder. I added an extra layer in here for the yellow. This was an old Stampin' Up color called Barely Banana, I believe. And again, I'm trying to just use stuff up in my scrap, in my stash. So this was a pattern or a paper that I really, really liked. I love how pastel this color was. And this is really, really old. Like I've been doing Stampin' Up now for probably at least 10 or 12 years. And I want to say it's not been current at all since I was there. So I used an old, I don't know if you can see it, you probably see it better on like this one. This was an old Stampin' Up, think like it's black with the whale tail kind of pushed down. It was an eyelet scalloped border punch. You can find dies and other punches very similar to this. So her sketch just called for a scalloped one. I liked with a little bit of eyelet on there. And then this here is from the Stampin' Up Forever Fern collection. I'll be honest, I don't remember what the stamps were, what the dies were, but it's part of this Forever Fern suite that they had out probably maybe 2019, 2020-ish was this collection. I used the die because I just wanted something to fill in. I felt like the front was so bare. She calls for a big circle in the center, and I just didn't really kind of like the circle, so I thought I'd go with a smaller sentiment. This was an old punch set that they had that was called the large oval, the large oval scallop punch, I believe was something like that. The grosgrain is, I believe, a So Saffron color. I felt like they were close enough in the same family that you didn't really notice it. And the stamp was just some miscellaneous stamp that I had in my, I think I bought this from a yard sale or something. I mean, they're very yellowed. And I just used a thank you out of that. Or I'm sorry. No, that's another one. I believe this may be a Tim Holtz one that has like half cursive and half block letters is what I think I used for this. I will try and put the correct stamp set in the link down below. Most of the stuff, like I said, is discontinued. I mean, almost all of it, other than maybe the stamp. But it's an easy enough sketch. I feel like you can really use up some stuff that you probably have sitting around in your stash. To me, you know, why not just use it up, blow it out? I will be using, I know I'm making a lot. I have a retail business that my husband and I have, and I use these as a giveaway for my clients in their packages when we mail them. So like I said, I blow it out so that I can just get rid of it. I understand you may have, not that much of a need for it, but again, it would make a really nice, you could probably even do a sympathy with it, especially if you use the sides that are the darker ones in the top and the bottom, use your lighter. You could use, like I said, birthdays, Mother's Day. This is a very versatile design, and, really, like I said, you don't have to do them the way she shows. I opted to go for a smaller sentiment because I felt like the papers in this collection were beautiful. Like I said, this was a Night of Navy and White collection called Floral Bouquet that they had come out with. This was probably older. This may have been like a 2016, 2017 collection. And when I tell you, it was extremely, extremely popular. So I hope you like my design. I hope you get some inspiration to maybe give, if you haven't given the Sheetload of Cards sketches from the Call Me Crafty Owl YouTube channel a try. I highly recommend it. They're very great. They're very versatile, but they're great because she usually has them so there's no scrap or very, very little scrap, which is exactly what I'm trying to do when blowing this stuff out and not have anything left over. So, check her out. I will try to put her YouTube channel down below as well so that you can check those out. And I hope it gives you some inspiration to maybe pull some things out of your stash that you have sitting around and give it a try. So appreciate some thumbs up if you were able to get some inspiration out of this, or you just enjoyed looking at what I was making. And I appreciate you checking out my newest installment of this Scrap Away Getaway weekend. I don't even know what part number this is going to be. I have quite a bit coming, or already have done from that weekend. So I will check you. I can't even speak. I hope you will check them out. And I would appreciate it if you would subscribe down below so that you can get more of my inspiration showing up in your feed. And it'll let me know, like I said, if you do a thumbs up, that you're enjoying this series. So I appreciate your time, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.